Hi there, we're Ryan and BA, and we're driving around the UP, mountain biking, hiking, drinking beer.
Here, we're gonna follow it up. Our first trail that we get to is Bruno's Run, which is 30 minutes south of Munising. BA, what do you think of Bruno's Run? Okie doke.
So Bruno's Run is in a really pretty area, and there's a bunch of like small inland lakes, and it kind of weaves around the lakes. Not a lot of elevation. It's pretty like even for the most part. Easy trail for like beginner mountain bikers.
Yeah, there's a long time there where I felt like we were going to run into a bear because we're so remote. I mean, this is probably, of all the trails, like the furthest away from any major resources or bike shops, really. But it's a really fun trail. Like you said, I think the best part about it is how beautiful it is, and being along the lakes is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Only downside was that it had rained a bit, and so probably like 10 times we were off our bikes walking around. A lot of standing water, and I don't get the feeling that it's used enough that like people are necessarily trimming branches and stuff like that. So it's a little rough.
Yeah, but I think that's what you get when you go to the UP, is a little bit of roughness. So BA, what would you rate the Bruno's Run Trail?
I would give it a C+.
A C+? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. After that, we're heading to Munising, and Munising's obviously known for kind of like the entrance to Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. But when we're there, we're really just looking for the Munising Bike Park. What do you think of the Munising Bike Park?
Munising Bike Park is small. I think total it's only 3 or 4 miles. And when you get there, you go literally like straight up from the parking lot. I mean, I don't know that I've ever done a climb like that before. And then when we get there, we see that it's kind of all set up high. It's like a park in itself, set way up top. And there's a bunch of really cool wood features and kind of like a couple of stunt areas. So if that's your thing, would highly recommend.
I would highly recommend doing it when it's not 90 degrees and incredibly humid.
Same.
The jump trails were really fantastic. I mean, for context, we're both, beginner to maybe a step above intermediate for myself. Definitely not advanced riders. Like we're still on the cusp of getting really into the black diamonds, and we're not hitting any big jump trails. So this was really an exploration for us to find like what are the best like accessible trails for people maybe just getting into mountain biking or looking for ways to really improve their skills.
Right. That being said, if you're not up for a serious climb and a kind of scary descent, there's no guardrails or anything.
Another gorgeous bridge. Whoa, look at this.
I mean, I would say it was intermediate. Not necessarily the park up top, but just getting to and from was pretty challenging.
Yeah, but coming from West Michigan, that elevation change was really nice to have, and I kind of enjoyed the view of being so high up in that valley. BA, how would you rate the Munising Bike Park?
I'd give it an A-.
An A-, wow. Okay.
It's really nicely maintained, and I think if it weren't 95 degrees, 100% humidity, I would have really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I was just really, really hot.
Well, we made it to Marquette. Marquette's beautiful in the summer. I've been in every season, but I always look forward to coming back in the summer to see the city really alive and enjoying the nice weather. There's obviously lots to do, jumping off the black rocks. Woo! Drinking all the black rocks. Product placement opportunities still available, by the way.
Yeah.
In case you want to. But we're there to bike, ultimately.
We stayed at Rippling River Campground, which is right next to the Noquemanon South system. And, as we're setting up our campsite, we can see people riding by. So it's like literally right there. I mean, it was probably a 2-minute ride
So we're doing a lot at Noquemanon South Trailhead. What are some of the highlights that you're noticing?
We started off with the Marquette Mountain Loop, which is not for beginners or intermediate. In fact, it is a black diamond. And you know that it's a black diamond because you are experiencing a lot of climbing, and climbing that is entirely rocks and roots, and you kind of feel like you're going to die. So that was not my favorite part.
It's very technical. It's a very technical, classic mountain biking kind of course. I thought it was the blue loop. It's labeled the blue loop.
Well,
but
when we get to the blue trails, we're very happy, and
but
we're
the Marquette Mountain Loop is the blue loop on their thing, though each section was labeled. We just misread the map.
To get there.
No, we misread the map.
Why did we do all that black diamond?
Because that's part of it. All the loops are different colors. There's red, there's green, there's yellow.
So we were like,
I thought blue. Not the case.
Right, but then we did we did red the second time we were there, and that was like not very intense at all.
True. So now that we're done with the Marquette Mountain Trail, which has gorgeous views at the top, for what I can say, we also did a little bit of flow trail with the Down Dogger.
So getting up to Down Dogger is a little bit like that Munising Bike Park climb. It's called the Benson Grade. It's a straight climb. I don't know. It was really, really hard. But
at any rate,
once you get up there, it's all downhill. So Down Dogger is I would say intermediate. There were a couple of parts where I was like, yeah, I'm not going to attempt this wood feature or whatever.
It's labeled a black diamond, though.
It's labeled black diamond, but it's definitely accessible, and it's fun because you're just going downhill the whole time.
Yeah, and while there aren't any ride-arounds, there's definitely tricky spots that if you're comfortable enough, you can take them slow, or you can, if you get really nervous, hop off and maybe just carry your bike down a section or two. I think it's a really great way to experience a flow trail and the experience of like downhill biking as best as you can without going out west to something really big in the mountains.
Yeah.
You did take a little bit of a spill there. Can you talk us through what happened?
Down Dogger?
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Whoa. You okay?
It was sandy. And if you're an experienced mountain biker, you know that you want to avoid the sand at all costs. And I have fallen on sand before.
So some of the other pieces that we're doing while we're at Noquemanon South are parts of the Pioneer Loop, and also, was it the Cascade Green Loop? We took red to green, and green had Smiley.
Yeah.
But tell me we're on Smiley. Tell me what do you think of Smiley?
Smiley sounds like a super, easy. It's green. It's a little fast in parts, and I was like feeling confident. There was kind of a big tree with like all these roots, and it was pretty sandy. But I was like, I'm gonna jump it. I'm gonna do it. And I went over the roots, and I braked too hard, and I totally endoed, which means that your back tire goes over your head. And so I'm kind of like sitting on the ground, having fallen, and then like I feel the bike basically crash on top of me. But no scars or anything to show for it. I mean, I'm fine. So,
yeah, literally nothing to show for it. This is
nothing to show for it, and I endoed on a green thing called Smiley. So I'm a little embarrassed about it.
For what it's worth, I think it is actually rated intermediate.
Yeah.
But it is called Smiley.
For what it's worth, I did not endo on rough rock bridge or any of the actual black diamonds. Just on the easy green.
On Smiley.
On Smiley.
Yeah.
Which is I wasn't smiling.
No, you were not smiling after that one. Tell me, what would you rate, just generally speaking, the Noquemanon South Trailhead? We really scratched the surface, I think, but I feel like we got a good, cross-section of a variety of trails. What would you rate it from what you experienced?
The whole system.
The South system, yeah.
Definitely give it an A.
Yeah.
There's a lot of variety. I mean, we saw really young kids who are just getting into mountain biking. We saw some really talented riders. It's not crowded at all. I mean, even when the trailhead parking seems like it's full, we didn't come across many riders, which is nice, and very well maintained, super clear signage, very enjoyable.
Yeah, I have to say, like, I really enjoyed the different levels of experiences. Where are we headed to next?
We're capping off our trip in Copper Harbor.
Wow, I hear great things. I can't wait to get there. Wow, I'm so excited to be in Copper Harbor. It's beautiful here. The views are phenomenal. I love how remote it is. You know, our cell phones don't work in town. It's just a magical place.
It is, absolutely. And it's full of mountain bikers because it's a huge attraction in the summer and in the winter for Copper Harbor.
How does kind of getting around on a mountain bike work in Copper Harbor?
Right, so Copper Harbor is not a big town. It's about 20 buildings, and when you get there, it's impossible to miss Noquemanon Adventure Company, which is right in the center of town, and they do all the shuttle services for mountain bikers. And there's a ton of downhill trails from the top, and then you bike down and back into town, and they take you up the mountain again. We start with what we think is the easiest blue, which is called Flow, which was nice, you know, compared to like other flow trails that I've been on. It's pretty rocky and full of roots. I mean, it's not a smooth trail by any means, but that was pretty good. So we start with Flow and we go into Daisy Dukes near the bottom, which is kind of a pump track. That was pretty easy, and there were some ride-arounds for jumps that I wasn't comfortable with. So when we're done with Flow, we bike back to Noquemanon Adventure Company, and they take us up the mountain again. We started with Over the Edge, which is a black diamond, which has kind of these big wooden curves, which was a little scary because it's raining, you know, and the wood is slippery.
Unfortunately for us, I don't think it had rained enough yet for the wood to be problematic. It wasn't slippery at all, but it's definitely something that you want to look out for as you're biking on these wooden features.
Yeah, so we take On the Edge to Whoop-de-Woo, which is probably my favorite of the Brockway Mountain trails. Really nice and smooth, some good little jumps if you want to take them. That was just, for me, probably like the most enjoyable part of coming down the mountain because it was fast and there's a lot of switchbacks, but not super technical.
What do you think of Raptor Ridge? We're also doing that one while we're here.
Yeah, I really like Raptor Ridge. It's right at the top of the mountain, and you kind of skirt along the edge, so it's a beautiful view. It feels a little like dangerous. There's, I think, some wood features there, and then it kind of connects you to that like middle area with Whoop-de-Woo. And another trail called Garden Brook, which is pretty smooth and easy. So that felt like a good way to get to the trails that we knew we wanted without having to do like any black diamond stuff necessarily.
We ended up just spending most of our time on Whoop-de-Woo and Garden Brook in the end, just because, I mean, they're just fun. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. Even if you're, I would imagine, a more advanced rider, like, it's hard not to have fun on Whoop-de-Woo.
My rating for Brockway Mountain is an A, if not A+. Probably an A, just because there's not, unlike Marquette Mountain, there's not really options for beginner riders, which would have been a nice thing to add, but the fact that there's a shuttle is huge. The trails are very popular, and we felt safe because we were basically riding with the people that we had taken the shuttle with. So, you know, even if you're not seeing a lot of people on your ride, you're probably going to run into at least one other person. So felt safe, well maintained, beautiful views, and a great shuttle service from Noquemanon Adventure Company.
Reflect on the whole trip and really kind of what you experienced over the course of this adventure.
Yeah, I really think Brockway Mountain was probably the highlight. It's a wonderful place to ask the love of your life to marry you, by the way. So beautiful views.
Thanks for doing that, by the way.
Beautiful views for saying yes.
Yeah.
Will you marry me?
Yeah.
felt really cool to be in this environment where I was being challenged. I think a couple times I was like too challenged, like on that Black Diamond Marquette Mountain, where I felt like I was gonna die. That was not cool. There were a ton of blue diamonds that I felt like were really pushing me to be better, to take more risks, and just to build up that speed. And especially the downhills, I feel like I was able to really focus on what I was doing and have a good time.
Yeah, me too. I agree. It's nice to be in a place that you feel like can challenge you. I feel so lucky that we had the opportunity to spend a few days and really experience. I wouldn't say, necessarily the best of what the UP can offer on a mountain bike, but I think we got pretty close to that.
Definitely. It was a great trip.
It was. So what's our next mountain biking adventure look like?
I don't know. Where are we going?
Wait and see, I guess.
Yeah.
I got medicine blues. Here we go. Medicine blues, my baby. Come down to Copper Harbor and rock away your shoes.